Hello and welcome to tonight's coverage of England's second World Cup game against Ghana here in Boston. Can England secure round 32 knockout football this evening and top the group? Well, let's find out. Let's look at the teams starting with England. England make two changes from their game that they played against Croatia. Jordan Pickford, Reece James, Ezri Konsa, Mark Guehi and Jed Spence. Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice in front of the back four. Then Noni Madueke, Jude Bellingham and Anthony Gordon behind Harry Kane. And for Ghana, Benjamin Asare is in goal. The back four of Marvin Sanea, Jonas Ajeti, Jerome Opoku and Gideon Mensah. Then a midfield three of Caleb Urenki, Thomas Partey and Kwasi Sibo behind the front three, the very quick front three of Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo and Jordan Ayew. So let's have a look at the game more in focus for you then. England produced one of the most eye-catching performances of the World Cup to beat Croatia 4-2 in their opening game thanks to second half rally. Giving up 2 goals for half-time was certainly a concern, and the Three Lions might be wary given their previous time they'd conceded more than just once was against an African opponent en route to a 3-1 defeat against Senegal last June. With Harry Kane now level with Gary Lineker's English world record of goals, 10, and Thomas Tuchel's side losing just one of the last 11 fixtures, won 9, drew 1. They look to have the firepower to overcome any potential defensive problems. Ghana also got underway with a win, but they were far less convincing as they struck late to beat Panama 1-0 in their opener and end a six-match winless run, drawing 1, losing 5. The Black Stars will hope finally getting a victory under their belt can drive them to better things, although history suggests they're up against it, as won before they've only once before won 2 group games in the World Cup, losing each of their last 3 fixtures against sides ranked inside FIFA's top 20, whilst conceding exactly twice is another ominous omen conspiring against them as they take on 4th-ranked England. The only previous head-to-head produced a 1-1 draw in 2011, and England are unbeaten in 8 World Cup fixtures against African opponents. Ghana have lost 4 of their 7 World Cup encounters with European sides. Key players today are Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane for England, and for Ghana, Caleb Urenki has scored after the hour mark in Ghana's last 2 games, alongside also Antoine Semenyo and Inaki Williams. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be back in just a second. Apologies for that. Let's keep looking at some stats for you. There's the change in goal for Ghana today, as they did start with it started with Lawrence IT Ziggy. He started the first game, but he went off with concussion, so they had to swap him over to Benjamin Asare. England changed the 2 at the back. Mark Guehi and Jed Spence down the left-hand side today. It was Nico O'Reilly and John Stones for the first game against Croatia. So we'll have to see what difference that makes to the English side today. Currently got the Ghanaian national anthem going off over in Boston. We shall see what the start is like very, very shortly for you. So we'll look at the other head-to-head running as Ghana go into this match off the back of 3 defeats, 1 draw, and then the win against Panama, whereas England go into this on the back of 3 straight wins, the 2 friendlies against New Zealand and Costa Rica, and then beating Croatia 4-2. Their only loss came back against Japan on the 31st of March 2026, and then we got our only draw 27th of March 2026 against Uruguay. Looking forward to this one today, as Ghana have just finished their national anthem, which will be ready very, very shortly for kickoff here in Boston. Just going to go across the handshakes for you now. Hope everybody's managing to stay cool over in the UK today. It has been rather warm, as they are now still going through the handshakes. A lot of players to get through, all 26 going along the line of the referees and the opposition side before the kickoff. It's an addition that FIFA made this time, that all players go on the pitch for the national anthems, and then the squad filters off and just leaves the starting 11 on the field from there. If you are in the chat, do drop us a comment, say hello, and also drop a comment of what your prediction is for today's game. I predict that England are going to win this one 2-0. Let's see if we get that one right by the end of play. We've nearly got through all the players on the field here for the handshakes, and I'm nearly about ready to find out who our officials are today, as that is another key point to have in our armory. Is the referees Side Martinez from Honduras, Walter Lopez and Christian Ramirez also from Honduras, Ma Niang from China is the fourth official. And VAR today, we have Armando Villarreal, Eric Miranda, and Abdullah Al-Shiri, USA, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia, respectively. Let's go. We are nearly about ready. We are 3 minutes away from the allotted kickoff time of 9 o'clock over here in the UK. They're just running through the England side again. Jordan Pickford, Jed Spence, Mark Guahi, Ezri Konsa, Reece James, Declan Rice, Elliot Anderson, Anthony Gordon, Jude Bellingham, Noni Madueke, and Harry Kane. And then for Ghana, Benjamin Asare, Marvin Sanea, Jonas Ajechi, Jerome Apoku, Gideon Mensah, Caleb Urenki, Thomas Partey, Kwasi Sibo, Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, and Jordan Ayew. Let's go. I was really impressed with the midfield against Croatia. Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson definitely looked like they knitted it together well. And Jude Bellingham, second half, came into his own, scored his goal just after half time. And then obviously Harry Kane got his couple of goals as well in the first half. We'll have to see if that manifests itself into this game as well, and see if he can get on a run to chase down the Golden Boot contenders. Carlos Queiroz is the Ghanaian manager, and obviously Thomas Tuchel is the England manager. Just for anybody that needed reminding. England are in white shirts, navy shorts, and white socks, whereas Ghana in yellow. I think they're all in yellow here, so it should be quite easy to notice them this evening. We are nearly about ready, and Harry Kane is going to get us underway very shortly. I need to just make sure I've got everything sorted here as we await the kickoff. See what happens if England can progress into the round of 32 with another win this evening. Actually, I think Harry Kane's left it to Declan Rice to take now. I think. Yes, he has. Give Declan Rice. It's going to get us on the way in a moment. As we just wait for the countdown to finish. Still waiting for Declan Rice to get us underway. Still waiting. Still waiting for the Arsenal man to get the go-ahead. One. And Declan Rice gets underway. He plays it back to Jordan Pickford. And Pickford now clears long upfield, looking there for Harry Kane. And it's flicked down and cleared away there by Gideon Mensah. It comes down to Jed Spence, who heads forward. It's now brought down by Anthony Gordon. One back there on the far side by Sanea. But it's now given away to Mark Geiche. And Geiche now back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now gives it out to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now gives it inside to Elliot Anderson. Anderson wider to Rice. Rice. He turns and then gives it across and back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now over halfway to Bellingham. Back to Konsa. Konsa now across to Mark Geiche. Geiche gives it across now to the far side to Spence. Spence down the line to Gordon. Gordon trying to get past Urenki. Can't do so. It's now back with Guahi. It's now with Reece James. Reece James wide to Bellingham. Bellingham. Hello, Ashley. How are we? Bellingham now goes back to Konsa. Konsa now to Guahi. And Gaihi now to Rice. Rice back to Gaihi. And Gaihi to Konsa. Konsa. He turns it back across to Gaihi. And Gaihi now just inside the half, gives it inside to Anderson. Anderson turns, good turn by Anderson, and gives it now to Reece James. Reece James now plays it back inside to Ezri Konsa. I agree with you, I'm too hot as well, Ashley. It's now with, but I'm okay. It's now with Guahi. Guahi now gives it back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to Gaihi. Inside the Garner half. Gives it across to Spence. Back across to Gaihi. Now wider to Anthony Gordon. Gordon plays it inside to Jed Spence. Jed Spence now turns and gives it back to Gaihi. Gaihi now across to Ezra Konsa. Konsa turns, gives it back across to Gaihi. And Gaihi now has the ball and plays it back inside to Konsa. Konsa gives it wider down the near side to Madweke. And Madweke now turns and plays it back inside to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now plays it, he now plays it across to Gaihi. Gaihi across to Spence. And Spence back inside to Gaihi. Gaihi has a run inside the Gardner half and now gives it to Konsa. Konsa looks up. He's taking a few touches there and gives it back inside to Gaihi and now to Elliot Anderson. Anderson now to Gaihi and Gaihi across to Bellingham. Bellingham now turns and gives it back inside to Konsa. Konsa across to Mark Gaihi. And Gaihi now brings the ball forward and then sprays the ball out to the near side to Reece James. Reece James now. Level with a penalty. Plays it inside to Madweke. Back to Reece James. It's now with Bellingham. Bellingham goes back to Gaihi and Gaihi to Konsa. Konsa now gives it wide to Madweke. And Madweke goes scampering towards the edge of the box here. Madweke. Level with the penalty area. Now cuts back and gives it to Reece James. Reece James gives it all the way back to Konsa. And Konsa now has Anderson in front of him. Instead goes to James. James now through the gap to Bellingham. Bellingham goes charging towards the box. Now plays it wider, still looking towards. Well, it's actually gone out of play there for a throw. It went behind everybody there, and in the Ghana have an early throw inside the first 4 minutes. Which will be taken over on that far side by Sanea. And back to a jetty, and a jetty across to Apoko. Apoko down this near side to Gideon Mensah. Mensah comes charging forward and plays it inside now to Semenyo. Semenyo now inside towards Sibo. Now it's got all the way back to the number 18 there, Opoku. Opoku goes inside now to Partey. Partey further forward to Sibo, and Sibo back to Partey. Partey now dinks the ball over the top, looking there for the run of Inaki Williams. It does dink it over Pickford now of play anyway, but it's going to be a free kick for offside. So it's going to be a free kick now, which Jordan Pickford will take, and he plays it out to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to Anderson. Anderson now plays it down the line to Reece James. Reece James across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now towards halfway and looks up and gives it to Declan Rice. Rice, he goes further over halfway and then gives it to Jed Spence. Jed Spence now gives it back to Margaihi. Margaihi inside to Konsa, who looks up and plays it across to this right hand side to Madweke, who goes round the corner quicker to Bellingham, who gets shoved over, nothing given, and it's now come down, which Reece James plays it inside to Madweke. Madweke then gets fouled, and this time it is a free kick for a foul by Kwasi Sibo. Good early movement there and play from England, and we should look to put this towards the back post at the earliest opportunity for the big guys going forward. Konsa, Gaiki, and then obviously Bellingham and Harry Kane should also be in there too. Benjamin Asare is organising his wall, and it looks like that's going to be Jordan Ayew and Antoine Semenyo in that wall. It's probably a bit too far out for a shooting opportunity, but let's get some pace on it towards the far post anyway, and see if we can get some runners in there. Declan Rice dinks us into the box. It's flicked out there by Semenyo. Actually, that's probably Mensah, sorry. And then Rice gives it down the line to Madueke. Intercepts by Jordan Ayew. Ayew round the corner to Semenyo, but back in there, well won by Anthony Gordon. And now it's with Reece James. Reece James further forward to Anderson. Anderson carries the ball out towards the halfway line and looks up now as Anderson and plays the ball across to Jed Spence. Spence now looks up and plays it back to Anderson. Anderson dinks the ball over the top, looking there for the run of Anthony Gordon. Good takedown by Gordon. An insane bit of play to get that off of Senea and out of play for a throw. And now it's back with Harry Kane, who dinks it over the top, looking there for Madueke. Madueke now has got Mensah to beat. Decides not to go around Mensah and plays it back now to Ezri Konsa. Konsa across to Guahi. Gaihi now plays it across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now out to Reece James. Reece James now plays it forward, looking towards Bellingham. But it's gone all the way through in the end, intercepted. Semenyo tried to carry that ball away. Bellingham is still down here. And I think number 18, Apoku, is also down. So there's a bit of a stoppage in play here within the first 8 minutes. But good early start here from England. We've managed to have a good bit of possession around the box. Not really created too many chances as of yet. We've had a couple of near counter attacks from Ghana. Nothing that really challenged Jordan Pickford, because the only chance really up towards his goal was an offside chance for Inaki Williams. It's also raining in Boston. It's going forward and out to the far side, but now Spence claims it, and it's now with number 25, Senea, and Senea, that's 26, Senea, sorry, around the corner, and Senea gets it back here, and Anderson manages to get past and block his run, and it's going to go out for a goal kick here, but that Senea is very rapidly quick, and had good interplay there with Inaki Williams on that far side. It's now with Ezri Konsa. Konsa carries it out and plays it across to Guahi. Gaihi now looks up and plays it across to Konsa. Konsa, he now carries it forward. He still carries it forward, does Ezri Konsa. And now plays it across to Gaihi. Gaihi still carries it forward and plays it across to Jed Spence. Jed Spence now down the line to Gordon. It's flipped further around the corner to Rice. Rice gives it back to Anthony Gordon. Gordon can't quite get past the number 4 there, which is a Jetty, and it's cleared up towards Ayew, but it's cleared back all the way to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now plays it out to Gaihi, and Gaihi across to Declan Rice. Rice. He now switches the play beautifully out to this near side to Noni Madueke. Good takedown by Madueke. It's deflected off of Antoine Semenyo and out for a throw to England, which Reece James takes quickly back to Elliot Anderson. It's now with Declan Rice. Rice carrying the ball forward. Good play from Rice. Plays it into Bellingham to Kane. Kane gives it back to Bellingham. Bellingham, and it's come out of the box here now and carried away by, I think that was Sibo, and Semenyo couldn't quite get there in the end. Actually, that was Gideon Mensah that couldn't get there in the end. It's now Anderson to Gaihi. Gaihi now gives it back to Anderson. And Anderson now carries the ball forward. Good play this from Elliot Anderson. Gives it back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now across to Noni Madueke. Madueke now gives it back across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa to Anderson. Anderson forward still to Jude Bellingham, and now back to Ezri Konsa to Anderson. Anderson now to Rice. Rice gives it back to Gaihi. Gaihi now gives it across to Anderson. Anderson plays a great ball down the near side to Madueke. Madueke whips a beautiful ball in, but it's headed away there by Jetty. It's now with Anderson, who gives it to Madueke again. Coming down this near side. Looks up, plays it back now to Elliot Anderson, who plays it square to Konsa, and Konsa across to Gaihi. Gaihi now plays it across to Jed Spence, then plays it forward to Rice. Rice now down the line to Anthony Gordon. He gives it back now to Declan Rice. And Rice plays it back to Gaihi. Gaihi now gives it inside to Anderson. Anderson now switches the play beautifully out to his near side to Madueke. Madueke, he's got to try and get past Gideon Mensah. Skips past and plays around the corner to Reece James. Reece James pulls the ball across, and it's cleared. Only follows Gordon, but it's cleared away by Mensah for a throw to England. I think the first one was cleared away by Urenki. As it's now with James. James goes back to Konsa. Konsa now across to Gaihi. Gaihi to Kane. Back to James. James down the line now. Actually, that's Konsa down the line to James. It gives it back now to Konsa. And Konsa now across this near side to Gaihi. Gaihi down the line to James. James scampering down this far side. Near side, sorry. Now inside to Anderson. Anderson to Bellingham. And Bellingham gets it back to Gaihi. And Gaihi to Spence. Down the line to Gordon. Gordon goes down. Nothing given, I don't think. Well, the referee has given a free kick actually to England for a foul there by the number 26, Marvin Senea. 12 minutes gone here, still England 0, Ghana 0. If you do like what you hear on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you are new to me on Twitch, don't forget to drop me a follow. It would be greatly appreciated. I'm one away from 30 followers here on Twitch. So let's go. It's Reece James, Declan Rice, and Anthony Gordon have stood over this free kick. So you've not missed anything whilst I'm doing my little promotional bites there. I think it's going to be Reece James that's probably going to swing this one in from that far side with his right foot. We just wait for everyone to be ready. Reece James taps it to Rice, and Rice smashes this over the bar. Early chance there for Declan Rice. Just got a bit too much under that one, and it whistled over the bar. Never really challenged Benjamin Asare, and it's going to be a goal kick to Ghana. He'll hopefully be looking to push out and try and stem a little bit of this England dominance. Asare cleared long up towards AU. It's cleared away now by Reece James. And a jetty went up with Harry Kane there, and Harry Kane is down clutching his head. He has some discomfort there. It's Harry Kane as he was going up there with number 4, Jonas Ajeti, and ends up hitting the deck there after a collision where I think Ajeti just catches his head with his own forehead there, and it's going to be a sore one for Harry Kane. Harry Kane's having a word now with our Honduras referee. And it is 116th cap today for England. That's the third most for England. That is for Harry Kane. Mark Geiky's going to take a free kick in a moment. Or is he going to leave it to Elliot Anderson? Anderson square now to Spence. Spence. Down line to Gordon. Gordon now to Rice. Rice gets past his man. Plays it back now towards Gordon. Gordon back to Anderson, who dinks it towards the back post. And it's just cleared away by Gideon Mensah before it can get through to Reece James at the back post. It's now with Konsa. Konsa across to Gaihi. Gaihi now to Konsa. And Konsa back across to Mark Gaihi. Guy back across to Conser again. And Conser now has it, plays it forward to Anderson, and Anderson gives it back to Conser, and it's now across to Reece James, who sprays the ball beautifully out to that far side now to Anthony Gordon. That's a great incisive pass to Anthony Gordon. Gordon, good play. Trying to get past Sané, but has to go back now to Anderson. Anderson, now to Gordon. Round the corner to Spence. Spence pulls the ball back. He's gone to Rice. Whose shot is blocked? Shot is blocked by a jetty and goes out for a corner. The first England corner of the game here, which Declan Rice will take over on that far side. Good pressure here from England. They need to make sure they take advantage of this, though. You would not want these chances going to waste. There's not in this much possession going to waste either, as we wait for this corner to come in. And it will come in now. Well, it's going to come in a moment by Declan Rice. It'll be an in-swinger for Declan Rice. Looking for the players in the box. You've got Kane, Konsa, Guahi. As Rice whips this ball in. It's flicked up in the air there by, I think that was by Gideon Mensah. And it comes out to this near side, which Reece James is going to take a throw. Reece James now throws it back to Elliot Anderson. Anderson now gives it across to Jed Spence. Spence now turns and gives it inside to Anderson. Anderson now plays it forward to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham wide to Reece James. Reece James now down the line. Dinks the ball over the top. It comes down now as far as Ezri Konsa to Anderson. But it's just that Ezri Konsa has held back Jordan Ayew, and Ghana will get the free kick. And Thomas Partey gets ready to take this and plays it square now to Opoku. And Opoku goes back to a Jetty, and the Jetty gives it now wider to Sanea. Sanea dinks the ball over the top, looking there for the run of Inaki Williams. And Inaki Williams pushes over Guahi and gives away a free kick now to England on that far side, the England left. Let's go. And it's now with Mark Guy, with Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa carries the ball out here. Still has it, does Ezri Konsa. Goes towards halfway now, does Ezri Konsa. It's now wider to Reece James. Reece James goes back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now further across to Gaihi. And Gaihi gives it now to Jed Spence. Jed Spence just inside his own half. Now to Gaihi again inside his own half. Just over halfway now to Ezri Konsa. Konsa gives it inside to Anderson. Anderson plays a great ball into Bellingham. Can't quite control it though, and Partey sees that one out for a throw on this near side, which Reece James will take. After Madueke lobs him the ball for him to take it, he plays it inside to Konsa. It's now with Anderson. Anderson carrying the ball forward, plays it wider now to Spence. Spence back to Anderson. Anderson now carrying the ball forward and plays it across to Thomas Partey. Partey now gives it down the line to Konsa. Konsa back inside to Partey. Partey shoved over by Ayew. Gaihi shoved over by Ayew. And that should be an England free kick. Just inside their Ghana half is now with Madueke. Madueke inside to Reece James. Reece James dinks the ball into the box, but it's easily claimed there by Benjamin Asare. Need to have a better ball in there from Reece James if he's going to get any kind of purchase of creativity from that kind of chance. It's now gone forward by Asare up towards Ayew. But Reece James now goes down holding his head. There's going to be a stoppage as they're both holding their heads here. So another allotted couple of minutes, I'd say, on to the added time for this first half. 20 minutes gone. Welcome in, Hank the Tank. Well, we hope that Harry Kane's going to get through and put the ball in, but we'll have to see on that one. Let's go England indeed, Hank. Welcome in. It's good to see you again. How are we? As the players are taking some fluids on already here. Maybe this can be avoided for the hydration break because they seem to already be having one with both. I think it's Reece James and the Ghana player are currently still down. No. So all the players have come across early. The referee's asking them to come back on. Carlos Queiroz is giving some instructions there to Quasi Sibo. He's asking the players to come on as a referee. He's asking them all to circulate on back onto the field because I think it's a bit too soon for the drinks break. Harry Kane's having a word now with the referee, and Jude Bellingham has bent down, I think, to have a word with Reece James, who's still down. Jude Bellingham's the youngest England player to do something. That stat went way too far off the screen. So now we're currently looking at a few of the Ghana players near the touchline, and Reece James is still getting assessed here on the floor. This is a bit of a lengthier stoppage here than we first expected. It's going to take us towards 22 minutes now, and we still have no real clear outcome of what's going to happen in this first half. It was Jordan Ayew that had gone down. He's getting bandaged up in the dugout. So he's got to wait to come back on the allotted minute. And Reece James is being assessed there and eventually will be leaving the field as well for his allotted minutes after receiving treatment from the England medical staff. And it's good to see they're both back on their feet. Reece James is gesturing, do I really have to go off? There's John Terry is in the crowd behind Gianni Infantino today. Good to see John in the crowd there. Reece James is still on the field at the moment. He's not quite left. He's been told to leave the field of play because he's had treatment. Come on, we should know about this by now. And the ball's going to get a drop ball, which Quasi Sibo was going to take, but now Gideon Mensah is going to have it. And he plays it back now to a Jetty. It's now with Partey. Partey. Wider to Sanea. Sanea now further forward to Inaki Williams. Williams down the line towards the run there of Urenki. And the referee, assistant referee, has been flagging there for a foul. Is it a foul or a throw? Mark Geiche, actually, the ball went out of play there. But anyway, it's with Declan Rice. Rice plays the ball forward. It's now with Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon now plays it back to Elliot Anderson. Anderson now to Esri Konsa. Konsa. It's now back to with Guahi. Gaihi. Harry Kane got a score. He divided defensive flags. Yeah, let's go. Anderson now over the top. Looking towards Weke, but Mensah flicked it away now towards Jordan Ayew. It's now back by Jude Bellingham. Inside to Anderson. And Anderson now plays it back across to Mark Gaihi. Gaihi now further across to Jed Spence. Spence now wide to Gordon. Gordon cuts inside. Now tries to play it into Kane, but it's one back there by Sibo, but only as far as Rice. Rice now back to Sibo. And Sibo Partey clears. It's deflected again up in the air. Reece James now has it only as far as Bellingham. Back to Reece James. It's now with Anderson. Anderson now to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham goes running off towards the far side and is now turned and plays it back across to Reece James. Reece James now down the near side to Noni Mudweke. Mudweke charging towards the box, pulls it back now to Reece James, who dinks it into the box, flipped away by Apoku. It's now tried to get to Semenyo, but Anderson wins it. Then goes down from a foul there by Semenyo. And that shall be a free kick to England. It was taken quickly to Declan Rice. Rice now forward to Gordon, to Kane. This one back there by Urenki. Urenki now plays it down the line, and that's going to go straight out of play for an England throw. Over on that far side, 26 minutes gone here. England 0, Ghana 0. And it looks like we're going to have the first hydration break of the half. Good possession so far for England. They just need to start creating a few chances. As for Ghana, they really are getting stuck inside their own half. I'm impressed with the defending from Gideon Mensah, though, and Jonas Ejeti. I mean, Sanea looks quick for them as well. But they haven't really managed to get Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, or Jordan Ayew into the game so far. And we have really struggled to create any clear-cut chances, but had a lot of the ball and a lot of the possession, just not really doing a lot with it. Oh. So while we have this hydration break, I'm having a quick look around at what the mood's looking like in the Ghana huddle. They're looking very focused, very calm, and the England players are listening very intently to Thomas Tuchel. Is Jude overrated or underrated or fairly rated? Um, the guy's definitely got quality. I just think there's probably a lot of reliance on him to create today, along with the two wider players. And I don't think he's overrated, but I don't think he's underrated either. I think he's just he's a special player that's probably fairly rated for the talent that he has. Probably shows it on a week in, week out basis in Spain that he's really got to be judged on for that. But good question, Hank. Good question. Appreciate that. The hydration break is nearly over here, so we should be able to get going again for the second section of this half, up towards half time. And let's see if England can actually come out on top before the break. Just looking at a few of the Ghana players that are warming up there. It's now with Jed Spence with a throw. Gives it back to Mark Geihy. Have you seen? No, I haven't, Hank. It's now with Ezri Konsa. Konsa carries it towards halfway and then plays it all the way out towards Anthony Gordon. Good. Oh, Anthony Gordon couldn't quite control it and it's gone out of play for a throw. American film, late 1990s. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that one. Fortunately. It's now with Declan Rice. No, Anderson. Anderson now inside to Gaihi. Gaihi to Konsa. Ezri Konsa. He's now carrying the ball forward and gives it now across to Gaihi. Gaihi turns, gives it now to Ezri Konsa. And Konsa gives it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now plays it across to Ezri Konsa. And Konsa to Reece James. Reece James now back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa turns, gives it back across to Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford now carrying the ball out and dinks it down and wide to Spence. Spence turns. Good turn by Jed Spence. Who's charging now down the line. Trying to get past both Inaki Williams and Urenki. In the end, he is stopped by Sanea. And Sanea is going to try and come the other way. And is shoved over there by Anthony Gordon. And it's going to be a free kick to Ghana. about 25 yards away from their own penalty area. Good sliding tackle there, originally from Sanea, and the ball's that cleared up towards Semenyo, but can't quite get past Reece James. It's gone all the way back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now across to Jed Spence. Jed Spence turns and gives it back to Gaihi. Gaihi now forward to Elliot Anderson. Anderson comes jogging forward, slides the ball through the gap, but it's won back there by Gideon Mensah to Semenyo. Semenyo back to Gideon Mensah. Round the corner now to Ayew. Ayew taken back there by Gideon Mensah, but can't get past Harry Kane. But Kane has judged to have fouled Gideon Mensah. So it's going to be a free kick to Ghana. Appreciate that, Hag. No worries. If you're liking this, don't forget to share out the live. I'm also live on YouTube as well as Twitch. So thank you for joining us here on Turton Talks. As Jordan AU is going to get ready to take this free kick on this near side. And it's now dinked towards the back post there, looking towards, I think that's Urenki over there. But in the end, it is gone out for a throw to England. Yeah, well, here we are with the commentary anyway. It's now with Ezri Konsa. Konsa carrying the ball out. It's now forward to Bellingham. Back to Anderson now to Konsa. Konsa to Anderson. Anderson turns and plays it back now to Mark Gaihi. Gaihi looks up. Now plays it forward to Spence. Now gone back to Anderson. Anderson now to Ezri Konsa. Back to Anderson. Now wide to Reece James. James has gone back there to Konsa. Konsa now across to Mark Gaihi. Gaihi now wider to Declan Rice. Rice cuts inside. Good play this, then plays it wider to Elliot Anderson. Anderson down the line now to Noni Madueke. Madueke. Good play down the line here from Madueke. Then it's now back to Jude Bellingham, who hits the shot that's blocked. Reece James tries on, so he gives it back to Jude Bellingham. It's now wider to Spence. Spence dinks it now to this near side to Madueke. Madueke whips the ball into the box. It's headed out there by Apoku. It's now won by Gideon Mensah. Mensah goes round in a massive circle about 3 times there and then loses it to Anderson. It's adjudged to have been fouled. It's going to be a free kick to Ghana. Mensah was shoved over there by a cross between Bellingham and Anderson, and it's going to be a free kick. The shot there from Bellingham was easily closed down, I think, in the end by Thomas Partey. And it's going to be a free kick there to be taken by Benjamin Asare. And Benjamin Asare clears this one long. Upfield, looking towards Semenyo. It's flicked on, but it's headed down now by Konsa to Anderson. Anderson wider to Jed Spence. Spence goes charging forward. Plays it wide now to Anthony Gordon. Gordon down the line. Having a run there at Sanea. Cuts inside. Whips the ball into the box. Headed out there by Partey. As far as Williams now cleared by Urenki. And it's going to go all the way through to Jordan Pickford. He's gone miles out of his goal to deal with this one. It's now played to Declan Rice. Rice. Now inside to Anderson. Anderson looks up and plays the ball beautifully down through towards Gordon, but it's intercepted by Sanea. In towards the number 18 there, which is Opoku. It's now again with Opoku across to Ajeti. Ajeti. And now down this near side towards Mensah, but he loses the ball and it's going to have play for an England throw on this near side to be taken by Noni Madueke. It's thrown back towards Declan Rice, which now with Reece James to Elliot Anderson. Anderson. He now plays it back to Ezri Konsa, and Konsa now to Gaihi. Gaihi wider to Jed Spence. Spence. It's now gone back to Anderson. Anderson now across to Gaihi. Gaihi to Gordon, and Gordon goes back to Gaihi. Gaihi to Gordon, now to Spence. Spence now plays it back to Margaihi. Margaihi across to Elliot Anderson. Anderson now cuts across and plays it to Reece James. Reece James now goes back to Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa to Margaihi. Gaihi turns, gives it wide now to Jed Spence. Spence now gives it forward towards Gordon, but it's got out of play for a throw, and Gordon now takes it back to Gaihi. Now it's with Declan Rice. Rice now to Anderson. Anderson goes back to Gaihi. Gaihi now down the near side to Ezri Konsa. Konsa down the line to. This is now with Noni Madueke. Madueke goes round Mensah and plays the ball across the box. Declan Rice now heads it up, but over the bar. That's another second chance there from Declan Rice to put it over the bar. Declan Rice is the youngest player to ever reach 50 caps with England. And it's now with Spence. Spence to Anderson. Anderson further inside to Ezri Konsa. Konsa bringing the ball forward. It's now with Bellingham. Bellingham gives it across this near side to Reece James. Reece James now looks up, plays it back to Ezri Konsa. Ezri Konsa carrying the ball forward and plays it square across to Margaihi. Then he goes further across to Jed Spence. Spence inside the Ghana half and now plays it square to Ezri Konsa in the middle of the park. He now goes down this near side to Madueke, quickly gives it in towards Reece James, but intercepted by Kwasi Sibo. And now cleared up towards, I think that's Urenki, but it's won back by Gaihi. But it's going to be a foul and a free kick to Ghana. Oh. And it's now going to be a free kick, which Poku's going to take. Apologies about that. It was out towards Sanea. He couldn't quite control it. It's now going to be a goal kick. Well, it's going to be taken out Konsa. Konsa's going to carry the ball forward towards halfway. Now plays it to Madueke, who turns, carries the ball back inside, then turns again, and plays it to Ezri Konsa, to Mark Gaihi, now to Elliot Anderson. Anderson gives the ball now wider to Reece James. Reece James inside to Bellingham. Bellingham now goes back to Anderson. Anderson battling with it, and in the end has judged to have fouled Poku, not Poku, Sibo, Kwasi Sibo. But he actually might have fouled Jordan Ayew there. It's now gone back. Actually, it's still not been taken yet. It's now cleared by Mensah up towards Inaki Williams. But guy he heads forward now to Rice. Rice, good play there to come away with the ball with Declan Rice. Now plays it back to Elliot Anderson. Anderson now wider to Anthony Gordon. Back to Elliot Anderson. Now played down this near side to Ezri Konsa. Konsa digs it over the top. It's now headed away there by a jetty. Anderson now takes it down. It's now with Rice to Gordon. Can't quite get round. It's just to have been offside anyway. Free kick to Ghana. About 40 minutes gone here. It is still England 0, Ghana 0. No plot. The best ones on the pitch so far are Sanea, Rice, Gaihi, and Konsa. Need a bit more from the attacks of both sides, though. in this one, as it's cleared forward and flicked on there by AU towards Semenyo. It's now Conser to James, and James goes back to Gaihi to Conser. Now down the line to Madweke towards Anderson. But it's won back there by Sibo, and played all the way back now to Ajeti. Ajeti still has it now. And plays it across to Apoku. Now with Gideon Mensah. Mensah inside to Sibo. Back now to Apoku, who goes down under the foul there of Declan Rice. And it's going to be another free kick and a yellow card to Declan Rice. .41 minutes gone here. We're going to have, I think it's going to be 4 minutes plus added time in this first half in Boston. England have much to do in this remaining minutes if they want to go in with a lead. It's now flicked towards Reece James, but Reece James has lost out. There's a Semenyo on the edge of the box. Semenyo into the box now. Still going his hands on Semenyo, but it's cleared now to Declan Rice, who can't quite get past AU. Anderson now battling with Jordan AU. Jordan AU's come out on top. It's leveled the England penalty area. Still going as Jordan AU. Battling now with Madweke and Anderson, and Bellingham comes over as well. But I think that Ghana have won the throw here in the end. Which I think Semenyo's coming over to take here. And it's going to be a throw to take a by Antoine Semenyo on this near side. He's launched the ball in towards the front post. It's come down now again to Semenyo. Semenyo now comes inside and comes back onto his other foot and hits it against Reece James. He's going to get a corner. Corner on this near side to be taken by Jordan AU. Jordan AU's getting ready to take this on this near side. And it's going to be whipped in towards the back post. It's headed out there by Ezri Konsa. Only 4 hours Madweke, but it's won back there by Mensah, cleared away by Reece James, up towards Jude Bellingham. It's flicked on and back down now to Urenki. Urenki now gives it to a Jetty, but it's cleared now down towards IU. IU and Reece James battling with it, and it's still not properly gone out. Reece James is still holding him off, then plays down the line to Madweke, goes back now to Ezri Konsa. Konsa coming forward, still coming in forward is Ezri Konsa. And he now plays it, no, he's going to play it now to Reece James. James, down this near side, gives it across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa. Now to Rice. Rice gives it back to Konsa. And Konsa now to Gaihi. Gaihi towards halfway. Looks up. Switches it across to this near side. Looking towards Bellingham, who takes it down. Can't quite get round the returning Sinea. And it's going to be a goal kick. No, it's going to be a corner to England. A corner to England on this near side. We've hit 45 minutes, so the board will be going up to tell us how long it's going to be in this first half. Declan Rice gets ready to take a corner. There's going to be 6 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half. Wonderful. Rice is ready to whip this in. Good ball into the box. Headed up and backwards towards Mensah. Mensah now clears the ball away up towards Jordan Pickford. And Jordan Pickford is now way out of his goal. And clears this one wider and won back there by Mensah. But his header could only go straight and out of play for an England throw. It's now with Gaihi. Gaihi comes charging forward, gives it wider now to Spence. Spence to Anthony Gordon. Gordon now cuts inside, gives it back to Gaihi, and Gaihi to Anderson. Anderson down the line now to Reece James. Reece James now to Madueke. Madueke back to James. And James furthers out to Ezri Konsa. Konsa across to Gaihi, and Gaihi forward to Kane and gives it back to Gaihi. Now to Reece James, to Ezri Konsa. Konsa brings the ball forward and plays it down to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham wider to Madueke. Madueke cuts inside, sprays it in towards Bellingham. Bellingham turns, can't quite get past Mensah, and it's going to be another corner to England. Oh. We've already played 2 minutes of the 6, 4 to go. As it's cleared along by Asare up towards Sibo. It's one back there by Reece James, who gives it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now gives it to Ezri Konsa. Konsa carrying the ball forward and plays it now to Bellingham to Konsa. Konsa now plays it forward again to Spence. And it's now with Gaihi. Gaihi comes charging forward. And then plays it forward through to Rice to Kane. Kane trying to find some space to hit the shot. And again, it's deflected behind for a corner. Good passing movement there from England. That's what they need to do more of in the remaining minutes of this half. Get Kane and Rice interchanging. Gets a little bit of panic amongst the back line for Ghana. It's going to be Rice with the corner. Rice is getting ready to take this off that far side. Declan Rice whips the ball into the box, headed out there by Sanea. Sanea. Only as far as Spence, nothing doing here. And it's going to be actually a free. Well, Spence still has it. It's now gone back to Gaihi. Gaihi now to Konsa. Konsa. It's now with Gaihi to Konsa again. Now to Anderson. Anderson plays it forward to Madueke, who turns. Good turn. Sprint towards the box. Into the box. And loses out there to Sibo. Semenya trying to come away with it. Anderson clears it only as far as Sanea. Sanea down the line to Inaki Williams. Trying to get round Spence. Can't do so. Pass blocked. Out for a throw. It's still England 0, Ghana 0 here in the first half. It's now with Ajeti, who goes back to Mensah. Not Mensah, Asare, sorry. Asare is now with Sibo. Sibo to Partey. Partey gives it back to Ajeti. And Ajeti now to Urenki. Urenki wider to that far side with Sanea. Sanea It's now with Partey. Partey gives it inside now to Apoku. Apoku inside to Ayu, gives it back now to Apoku. Apoku turns, gives it back to the keeper Asare. Asare now to Apoku. And Apoku gives it all the way forward, looking there for the run of Inaki Williams, but it's cleared away by Mark Gaihi. And in the end here, we're coming towards the end of the first half, in which England haven't really created too much, neither have Ghana. So really 0-0 is a fair scoreline so far, as we've played the 6 minutes here, but there seems to be a little bit more going on. It's now going to be Asare to Claire, up towards, well, it's cleared all the way through towards Pickford, and that is half time here in Boston. England 0, Ghana 0 in the first half. I'm going to take a quick 15-minute break. I shall see everybody the other side of that break for the second half coverage here in Boston of England versus Ghana. But until then, guys, have a very good half time, and I shall see everybody for the second half. Yes, welcome back here to Boston for England versus Ghana in the second half. Let's. I don't believe there are any changes so far, so we shall get started in just a second with the second half coverage here in Boston. And I believe Ghana will be kicking us off for the second half. And it shall be Jordan AU to kick us off. The countdown is done, and he's played it back to Gideon Mensah, and it's cleared long by Apoko. Apoko. He's tried to go towards Naki Williams, but Rice wins it back and gives it now to Jed Spence. Spence now down the line to Rice, and Rice can't quite get past. I think it's Naki Williams on his near side. It's now with the number 4 Ajeti to Apoku. Apoku, he's carrying the ball forward and gives it now to Debo. It's now with Apoku. Apoku over the top, and then sets there by Reece James across to Mark Gaihi. Forward now to Anderson. Anderson further forward to Bellingham, who goes back to Reece James. Across now to Mark Gaihi. Gaihi. He now carries the ball forward, still going as Gaihi, and now plays it across towards Jude Bellingham, but it goes back now, and it's gone out for a throw. It's now won back there by number 25 Sanaya, but I think he's been judged to have fouled his man. It's now gone back to Concert and inside to Anderson. Actually, Anderson's going to have to retake that. Has now done so and plays it back to Concert. He's now given it across to Mark Gaihi. Gaihi now down this near side to Jed Spence. Spence now cuts it back to Mark Gaihi. And Gaihi now carries the ball up towards halfway and then plays it back to Ezri Konsa. Konsa, he now plays it forward to Declan Rice, and Rice out to that far side to Reece James. Reece James now forward towards Noni Madueke. Madueke cuts inside and plays it back now to Anderson. Anderson squares, nicely sprays this ball out towards Gordon. Goes back now to Jed Spence, and in the end, it's got out for a throw, which Anthony Gordon will take, and he throws it back now to Guahi to Spence. Spence, he now plays it back to Gaihi. Gaihi now across to Konsa inside the Ghana half. He now plays it through towards Reece James, one back there by Sibo. Over the top now looking towards the runner Semenyo. Semenyo charging forward is Anton Semenyo. Can't quite get past Jude Bellingham. And now Bellingham comes away with the ball the other way. Bellingham inside to Kane. Kane turns. Instead there towards Semenyo. It's now Semenyo again battling with it and plays it back now to Thomas Partey. It's now Jordan AU back to Thomas Partey and down the line to Sanea. Sanea up towards AU, but it's come down from Reece James to Elliot Anderson. It's now with Jude Bellingham. Bellingham gives it further forward. Now it's one back by Madueke, but got it all the way back to a Jetty to a Poco. And now down this near side to Sanea. Sanea. And it's gone out of play by Sanea, and it's going to be a throw to England here in this second half. We've played nearly 3 minutes. It's now with Partey. Partey now gives it out to the far side to Gideon Mensah. Mensah whips across this near side towards Sanea. Sanea takes it down. Sanea has a shot. It bounces away from Inaki Williams and straight to Reece James. But there's a close one there for Sanea and an early warning sign for England that they need to start concentrating. It's now with Declan Rice. Rice carrying the ball forward and gives it now to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham wide to Reece James, back to Bellingham. Bellingham Now squares it across this near side to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon tries to take it down. Too much on that, and it's going to be a goal kick. So now it's flicked forward by Mensah up towards Semenyo. But I think Madueke has that covered. And in the end, it's gone out of play for another England throw. And actually, as Mensah that ran onto that ball, so I think Uranki must have played that through to him. As it's now with Reece James. Reece James goes back inside to Mark Gahey. Mark Gahey tries to get away from Jordan Ayew, but still has it. And actually, it's going to be, I think he's giving a free kick, which Anderson will take. Anderson's now comes scampering forward with it towards halfway. Gives it across now to Reece James. Reece James now down to Ezri Konsa. Now to Bellingham. Bellingham to Spence. Spence now cuts inside to Anthony Gordon, to Bellingham. Bellingham now gives it back to Anderson. Now to Bellingham again. Now across to Mark Gahey. Gahey coming towards the edge of the box. Actually, no, coming over halfway, sorry. It's now with Konsa to Gahey again. He now goes down. And it's going to be an England free kick. And Rice now takes it quickly around the corner to Madueke. Madueke down towards Rice, but he loses out. And it's going to be a goal kick to Ghana. Poor pass there by Declan Rice. It's now with number 4, Ajeti, and Ajeti now goes back to Asare, and Asare clears that long over towards Ayew, but it's won there by Anderson. It's now down with number 8, Sibo. Down line now to Ayew. Ayew gives it back to Mensah. Mensah now to Ayew. Ayew now further forward to Semenyo. And Semenyo can't get the ball past Anderson, and it's gone out for a throw, which was taken quickly down the line and claimed there by Konsa. He's now played it wide to Madueke, and it's now back won by Semenyo. It's now with Gideon Mensah, but the referee has stopped play. The referee has stopped play for some reason here. It looks like we might have to have a corner for Ghana because the ball had gone out of play. From Reece James. So there's going to be a Ghana corner instead, which is now whipped in by Ayew. It's gone all the way through towards the back post, and it's now gone back by Sanea. And in the end, Jordan Pickford goes down and gets the free kick. It's now with Gwahi. Gaihi. He now plays it to Spence. Spence. Now forward to Anderson and back to Spence. It's now with Gaihi's Konsa. Konsa now plays it forward to Declan Rice. Declan Rice now turns, gives it back to Konsa to Gaihi, and Gaihi to Anderson. Anderson now gives it back to Gaihi. Maguahi now to Ezri Konsa. Yeah, I know. It's gone through towards Bellingham, nothing doing, and it's now gone forward by Garner, one back by Anderson. Anderson can't quite get past Seabo is going to be another free kick to England. And it's now out with Madueke, who whips the ball into the box. It comes out now as far as Sanea, but it's gone all the way out for a goal kick. And there's been 10 minutes in this first half. Second half. It's now with Apoku, who clears it long. Up now towards AU. But it's gone back to Jordan Pickford. And Pickford now has the ball and is going to play this one sideways to Gaihi and Gaihi to Spence. Spence back inside to Gaihi. Gaihi. He now brings it out and gives it to Conser, and Conser on the corner to Bellingham. Bellingham now to Reece James. Reece James forward to Madueke. Can't beat Gideon Mensah. It's going to be another throw, which Ghana are going to take. So obviously Kevin Madueke last. It's now with AU. AU to Partey. Dinked over the top towards Semenyo. But there's too much on that, and it's going to have to play for an England throw. Oh, do you see a goal from anyone in this? Not currently. Now Gaihi to Spence. Spence down the line to Gordon. Gordon flips it back around the corner to Spence. Spence plays it into the gap towards Rice. Rice back to Gordon. Gordon now back to Bellingham. Bellingham out to Madueke. Madueke shoots it deflected up in the air and bounces clear towards now for Gordon again. It was a shot and it's saved by Asare straight at him in an easy claim, in all fairness. Oh. It's now with Gaihi to Spence. Spence can't quite get past Urenki. Yeah, it was. Especially in the second half. I think the second half has actually got worse than the first half, which is not bad going, to be fair. And it's now Concert to Gaihi. Gaihi now to Jed Spence. Spence now to Gordon. Gordon slides the ball around the corner to Declan Rice. Rice cuts it back and plays it now to Kane. Kane to Spence. Spence dinks it out towards Reece to Madueke. Towards Madueke, and it's gone out for a throw, which Madueke will take over the top of the Ghanaian players and back to Elliot Anderson. Now to Conser to Rice. Rice. This one back there by Urenki. Urenki now threads through Williams. Williams scampering towards the box. He's now going to try and beat Jed Spence. Williams now into the middle towards Urenki again, who is shoved. Well, I thought he was shoved over, but it's now with Bellingham. Bellingham. He was charging forwards now with Gordon. Gordon. Now plays it again to Gordon. It's now gone out of play for a throw. I am so sorry. I am so tired today. Gordon, towards the edge of the box. Plays it back inside now to Bellingham. Bellingham cuts inside. And it's flipped up in the air there by Ajeti. Ajeti is now with Conser. Conser goes back to Gaihi. Gaihi. I didn't realize Ghana was so hard for us to play against, or are we just I think we're just struggling to break them down, to be honest. We've not really got anybody that's running at them. Gordon now goes round the side and plays the ball deflected, and that's going to be a corner to England. Anthony Gordon's now down, off the field. He's clearly got a problem. But he's now back up to his feet. And it's now going to be a corner to be taken on stage. Inaki Williams has been booked. I believe that may be the second yellow card after Declan Rice. Actually, it's a free kick near the corner, which is going to be taken by Declan Rice anyway. Declan Rice plays it towards the back post. It's headed down there by Anderson, but can't quite get through the players. And in the end, it's gone bouncing out for a corner. It's like they're just playing tit for tat with each other at this point, and pushing and shoving. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the standard that we're at, kind of many of these games, to be honest. Sibo is down. And it's going to now be a corner to be taken by Declan Rice, which will be an outswinger from that far side. Come on, England. As Declan Rice gets ready to take this, arm in the air, whips it into the box, headed up in the air by Anderson, and it's over the bar. "61 minutes played here. It's still England 0, Ghana 0. As Asare clears forward. Up towards AU. It's headed forward there by Anderson to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon now cuts inside and carries it forward. And eventually it's gone out of play for a Ghana throw. Not quite sure exactly what he was planning there, but Ghana have got the throw. He's now back with Gordon inside to Kane. Kane goes down, and in the end, we do get the free kick because there's a foul by Thomas Partey. A lot of players around the referee at this precise moment in time. That's probably not a wise decision, but they're doing it anyway. Gosh. Rice and James are over this. Rice whips this in. It's headed out now by Ajeti. Comes down to Anderson. It's no shot blocked. Comes down to Gordon. Gordon then slides it over towards Noni Madueke, and that's fired way, way, way over the bar. This game just is so lacking quality and is so static, and nobody can really have any shooting accuracy. It's now with Ajeti, who clears it long upfield. It's headed now to Anderson. Anderson to Rice. It's now with Sifo, and there's going to be a free kick there given to England, not Ghana, who wanted the free kick. I think. There's a couple of changes coming for Ghana. Which should be fun. Oh, God. Okay, that screen is exactly frozen. Oh. And 2 changes are coming also for England, and I can't seem to get the graphics up. It's too zoomed in. Right, so are these stuff happening or what? Yes, Anthony Gordon is going off. Number 7, Bukayo Saka is coming on. And also O'Reilly's come on for Jed Spence. So Nico O'Reilly. Nico no, I need gosh. And the changes for Ghana are as follows. Inaki Williams has gone off for Abdul Fatawu. Abdul Isaku Fatawu. So I'm just gonna go with Abdul Fatawu. So Inaki Williams comes off. Abdul Fatawu. The other change for Ghana. Bear with me, guys. Jordan AU has also gone off. Oh, there's a collision there between Jordan Pickford and a new striker, Adu. Prince Adu. I mean, there's not really much that Jordan Pickford could really have done about that, but it doesn't happen nevertheless. Okay, so Abdul Fatu and Prince Adu. Prince Adu wears number 25. And Abdul Fatu wears number 7. We take about an hour's worth of half time at this rate. Extra. Well, it doesn't go to extra time. We're just gonna get a point if it finishes 0-0. Luckily, so well, an hour's worth of extra time at the end is a plus point, probably. Yeah. I was click what you're going on about there. Okay. So now with Kane. Kane hits a shot, saved by Sare. And we're near enough 70 minutes gone here, so 20 minutes to go plus added time. And Asare is going to get ready to kick this one long and does so up towards Prince Adu, but it's won back there by O'Reilly. It's now of Anderson. Anderson. Right, that's probably Reece James. Oh, that back. Oh. It's now with Conser. Into Anderson. Anderson now plays it wide to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Mudweke. Mudweke. It's now with Saka. Saka plays it back to Reece James. Reece James inside to Anderson. Anderson forward to Bellingham. And now back to Bukayo Saka. Now, Bukayo Saka, Mark Gaihi. So wider to Noni Madueke on this near side. Madueke whips the ball into the box, and it's headed just over there by Bukayo Saka. It stays England 0, Ghana 0. And now we have the hydration break on the 70th minute. Oh, oh. Oh, right. We're still on the hydration break, by the way, guys. Sorry, I went a bit silent during the hydration break there. But we are still on the hydration break. Should be about done. And Jude and no, Morgan Rogers is coming on for Elliot Anderson. No, Elliot Anderson's coming off for Eberechieze. Right, so Anderson's coming off for Eberechieze. Oh, right. 21. Eberechieze. And Morgan Rogers is coming on. Allegedly, Morgan Rogers was coming on as well, but I can't find a sub for that. Oh, Jude Bellingham's gone off for Morgan Rogers. Thank you, Flashscore. Oh. Reece James gives it across to Guy He now plays it to Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly gives it back to Guy and Guy now across to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now to Guy He turns and gives it across now to that far side to Reece James. Receives to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka goes charging forward towards the edge of the box. Now plays it forward to Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers twisting and turning. Now turns again round the other way. Trying to make the number 18 there for Ghana a little bit dizzy, which was Jerome Apoku. And in the end, England have a corner, which is going to be taken from the far side. Declan Rice to take. And it's whipped in now towards the middle of the box, and Konsa flicks it now to Madueke. Madueke gets tripped, doesn't go down, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Ghana. It's now with Asare. Asare is going to get ready to clear this one long. And does so. And it's now up towards. Let's head forward there by Grahi. Up towards Kane. Can't quite get past. Past Ajeti. And Ajeti has stayed down. And it's going to be a Ghana throw. Sanea's not happy with something over there. As it's now with Benjamin Asari, who's going to take this free kick long. Plays it long, and it goes up now towards Yeriki. It's now with. I'm sorry, guys. My mind is way too tired. I can't continue this. I'm going to come off.